really rode one guy that we struggled with. We were trying several different things. Obviously, they didn't work. Just a lot of mental mistakes. It's about as many mental mistakes that we've made in a long time. I thought last game was physical. This game, we just made a lot of, from some of the turnovers to the mistakes defensively. You know, really one guy kind of was the difference in the game. He kind of took the game over, scored half their points more or less, and give VCU credit. Came in, won a big game, and played well.
Travis, it looked like Javon was trying to just stop the play there with that foul.
Yeah,
what was your view of that?
I know exactly. We were blitzing. We were blitzing the ball screen, and he ran into him really hard, and he said, "Can't do that." I don't know. I'll find out. I don't know. I may be totally wrong, but yeah, it was hard, but it was absolutely not intentional. I mean, it wasn't. It was, and he didn't push him. He just kind of ran out there, and the guy ran. Actually, I haven't looked at it. I think they kind of ran into each other. Because we weren't obviously supposed to be fouling. We were trying to blitz him, trying to get the ball out of his hands. So but he said, I said, was it intentional? He said, no, you can't hit him hard. Exactly what he told me. Like, okay. I didn't realize that you can't. It could be 100% correct. Yeah.
In the first half, you guys had the 10 turnovers, but when you held on to it, you were really efficient. I think you had 12.
It was so disappointing. And it wasn't because of their pressure and their press. That wasn't it. Just carelessness. Casual and getting very just nonchalant and casual. And,
but did you feel like you guys weren't moving the ball nearly as well in the second half as you will?
No, not at all. Well, we got good shots. Came out second half, and we're really running some stuff to get good shots. And we were getting the ball where we wanted, except for a couple possessions. We had some, Sin. I don't remember had open shots. The different guys had open shots, but yeah, their defense picked up a little bit, and we kind of tried to start forcing some things rather than moving the ball. I thought we'd kind of hopefully learn from last game, but we, kind of had some guys just kind of try to take it over by themselves, and that just didn't work.
Did you feel like the ending was kind of similar to the Fordham game, where you were with them, and then last 5-7 minutes?
A little bit. I mean, from that standpoint, I just thought Fordham did some things physically to us more than, and we just couldn't get it stopped in this game. We gave a couple of second shots, but it wasn't the physical play. It was just one guy we couldn't stop, and kind of got a little erratic on the offensive end.
Hey, Coach, what was it about Ace Baldwin tonight?
In terms of, he looked like he wasn't really looking for his offense, but he got a few shots to go in, and then he just really started. It seemed like it just started opening up for him. I think that's a good point. We've watched, obviously, seen a lot of games. He does that. He kind of gets a feel for the game. They do a lot. They do pretty much everything to put him in position to score. Everything, because he can score. He's a great scorer. And I think he did. I think it's a good point. He started feeling it because, he doesn't normally shoot quite that much. But and I'm anxious to see how many were tough shots or how many we gave him. I know he made some tough ones. But at the end of the day, you had one guy pretty much just carry a team. And I've been doing this a long time. I've seen that happen before.
Travis, what do you chalk up the big highs and the big lows on offensively? Is it just mental lows when they're not moving the ball and then playing the game that they can, and then all of a sudden it's a 9-point run your way? It's just mental lows that are the problem right now in the offense?
The answer is yes, but why is the other side of it. When we were playing, you don't have to look very far. Go look at the stat sheets when we were playing well. And then look at the stat sheets when we're not. And I told our guys, I've given some guys a lot of leeway, a long rope. And, you know, got to produce. Got to have, there's a reason on the stat sheet, there's a plus minus. I told them in the NBA, that's how you make your money, period. Now, it's a little more relevant just because they play more games, and it actually, it tells a lot because they play so many games. Ours, yes and no. If you play a lot of minutes, it means a lot. But we just have we've had a real issue with just really good play and really bad play. Plain and simple. And we just talked about it to our team, because I've given guys a lot of rope and given them not just for playing time, but a lot of rope to, all right, go do your thing, and as much is given, much is expected. And it's just drastic highs and lows. And it's kind of hard to win that way because you don't know what to expect. My coaches hear me know all the time. If we kind of know what we're dealing with here, but we kind of wondering, some guys, what mentality is going to show up here. And that's on me. I've got to either move on, or people got to start producing on a more consistent basis. And as I told them in there, it's not about making shots. It's not about, all right, you can look up and say, well, somebody went 1 for 6 or over, and that's fine. If you're supposed to be a scorer, then we need you to do that. But even if you're not, what else are you doing? What else? I mean, there's other things to be doing. And we were getting some of that. When we play well, we get that. We kind of lose ourselves in the game and just go play. You know, I think, you know, we ran a couple teams here lately. We went out to play to win. We went out kind of play to look good.
Are you at a point in the season, you talk about, use the term maybe moving on from, I mean, in the season where you would do different things with a rotation, or is that hard to really?
No, it's not necessarily. It's just, you know, maybe give other guys opportunity, a little bit more playing time, whatever it may be. Especially if we see somebody in early, not moving along, but it's just, and it's not necessarily playing other guys over another guy. It's just drastic highs and drastic lows. And that's not a recipe for success. It's just not it. And when I talk about drastic highs, the stat sheet will tell you a lot. It will tell you a lot. It doesn't tell you everything, because not everybody knows our game plan and what everybody's supposed to be doing. Those matter as much sometimes as your shooting percentage or something like that. But if it's adding up and you're not, the percentage of all this doesn't look good and you're not doing that, then, and that's on me. That's not, you know, that's, and it's not one or two guys. It's a couple.
You talking about the scouting report, guys know the scouting report?
Well, it's just, and they know it's just, they know it. Not a problem with knowing it. They know it. That's not an issue. They know it.
Anybody else, Coach?